line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Minshew sets to throw. He'll buy some time right. Looking long for Westbrook. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Throw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Well, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're going to try and throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook, 62 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Wilson leaves this one with Penny. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Play action. It's Wilson. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
This inside the 35-yard line. But Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
80 weapons.
On second down, here's Fournette. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
56.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Got it.
From the shotgun, Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 67 yards. Yeah, the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Again, it's Fournette. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Minshew. The open man is Westbrook. Past the 20. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out. And
I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
We got this.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Penny. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. That's going to be caught by Nick Ballore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
We own it. We own it.
Now Rashad Penny trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
56, check 56, 14, 25, 25.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson eluding the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete. A.J. Bouye, the fine quarterback, there to make the play defensively.
This defense can use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Mark 50, let's rock. Mark 56. Friday.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Called out a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
They'll run it again with Penny. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on fourth down? Now Minshew. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Wilson, he's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Go down, 4 down, 4 down. 56, Mike. 56.
Now Wilson to throw again. Flush to his right. Now he'll pull it down, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And the Seahawks on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Play action. Now Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Steps away. It's caught. Block it. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
56, right there, 56. I got you.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it and avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
280. 56. Watch the run. 56.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson dancing to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Wilson rolling to his left. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Because this ball game, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28, and they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Boy, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. He's going to take off with it, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Watch the safety creep. Check.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson on the move and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Alert. 56, the mic, boy. Further. 56. Get that quarterback at all costs.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. That's caught at the 25. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever.
problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.